Alright, guys. Today, I just want to talk about a little bit of a serious topic. It's a little serious. I'm not going to talk about seriously because I like fucking around on this channel, but it's a serious topic. Something in the current events over in Queens, Long Island. Shout out to all my Queens viewers. And by that, I mean no one. So, last week, it's actually exactly last week, it was last Saturday, a woman was doing some illegal activity. Now you might be asking, illegal activity? What kind? Was she doing the drug? Was she selling the drug? Was she, I don't know, gambling? Was she having intercourse with another man for money and not recording it because that's apparently illegal? No. What she was doing was significantly worse than all of those crimes that shouldn't be considered crimes. And yes, I'm gonna make a video on why those are the stupidest crimes in the world. She gave birth to a child, threw that child out of her bathroom window, and then proceeded to ignore that child's cries for potentially 12 hours. Now you might be saying, that's insane. What are you talking about? That definitely could not have happened. You're making that up. But you're wrong. Now, if you watch the news, I understand why you wouldn't. Heck, I don't even watch the news. I just heard about it because my mom was talking about it. But if you watch the news, you probably saw it because the news talks about these things, I think. I don't know. I didn't watch the news once again. But no, this girl was absolutely insane. Now, see, I was gonna make a lot of jokes because she threw the baby out the window because she didn't want to deal with the baby. She had a one-night stand with one of her coworkers, and 5 months into the pregnancy, she lied and said that she had miscarried. So now no one knows she has the baby, and her excuse was she didn't want to get kicked out of her house. Her parents' house, that is. So she, instead of, hiding the baby or doing something else with the baby, maybe putting the baby in her backpack, going outside, and going somewhere else with the baby, decided, I'm just gonna Michael Jordan this child out my window. Now, I don't believe that you should kill babies. I don't ever believe you should kill babies. I don't believe that you should just get rid of your child. But if you are so heartless, if you are so psychopathic, if you are so fucked in the mind that you can just chuck a baby that you just freshly birthed out of your womb out of a window, and then proceed to do the laundry, clean the bathroom, take a shower, and then take a leisurely nap directly afterwards, then you might as well have just ended the child. Because it's not like no one knew that there was a baby outside. Her stepsister, it's not like she couldn't hear it, because her stepsister said to her in the report, reportedly, she said, hey, it sounds like there's a crying baby outside. Meaning for the hours that the baby was there, she knew, she could hear this baby. But instead of doing something about it, she ignored her child for hours on end. If you're that heartless, you might as well have just ended the child. See, I was going to make a joke originally, because I made this joke to my mom. I was going to say, babies have an off button. If you don't want to deal with them, you can just turn them off. They have an off button. They have a nice little soft section at the top of their head. Real easy to just turn them off. But then I'm like, no, I shouldn't start the video with that. That's kind of messed up. But I thought it was hilarious. They thought it was hilarious. It was a good joke. They do have an off button. But now I'm just like, well, let me just say some things she could have done. Because she literally went for the worst route possible. Because in the end of the day, her parents, who she thought she was going to get kicked out of their house, her parents sold their house in order to bail her out of jail. So that house she was so scared of getting kicked out of is now gone completely because of her stupidity. But here's some things she could have done. And this is my advice to any of you if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you have a child, you don't want anyone to know you have a child, or you want to get rid of the child, but you're maybe not a fucking psychopath. You can take that child and bring them to fire department, ambulance, police department, any of those 3 places, and they will take your child. Now, don't like show them the child. Like you don't have to bring it to them specifically so they write down your name or whatever. No, you can just put them in like a basket and leave them at the door of a police office, and they will bring that child to an adoption agency. Or you can put the baby up for adoption and just don't say who it is. You can make it completely anonymous if you are so inclined that you needed to get rid of this child because you had no other choice. I can't think of too many reasons why you would have no other choice but to get rid of the child. But, you know, if you do, there you go. This girl, you know, might say, well, she was in her parents' house. How was she going to get out? She is allowed enough freedom to where she had a one-night stand with a coworker. I don't know how old this girl is, but she apparently has enough autonomy to where she's allowed to leave the house to go have some fun with another coworker. Meaning, she could probably just walk out of the house without giving a reason. So, here's some options for her. She could wrap the baby in a blanket, put the baby in her backpack. Now that's not safe. You shouldn't put your baby in a backpack ever. But this girl's clearly a psychopath. So, you put the baby in your backpack, and you take the baby, lower it out of the bathroom window instead of tossing it like a psychopath. Pick the baby back up. When you go outside, be like, hey mom, I'm going for a walk. Or even just don't, just fudging walk out. Pick the baby up afterwards. Walk the baby to police station, fire department, hospital, any of the 3. Leave the backpack at the door. Make sure the backpack's open so they don't assume it's a bomb. They'll probably hear the crying anyways, but just in case, open the backpack. It should really be open the entire time, just so the baby can, you know, breathe. Breathing is kind of important for children. And now you are rid of this baby. This baby is no longer your problem, you psychopath. Anyone could do this. As a matter of fact, I don't even think you'd get in trouble for this. You bring it to them and they will take care of the baby. Way better than you could ever take care of the baby. Or, say you don't want to bring them to the police. Maybe you don't want that baby in an adoption center. You know, I think that's kind of odd, but whatever. Maybe you don't want that baby in an adoption center. Take the baby and just leave it at your baby daddy's house. Because the baby daddy thinks that you miscarried. The baby daddy isn't probably thinking about, oh yeah, you remember that one night stand I had 9 months ago? This baby must be from that. If they're probably not thinking about it, he's probably had one night stands with a few women at that point. So just leave the baby at his house. When he's not paying attention, you know, maybe he's not even home. Maybe it was 11 at night, by the way. So maybe he's sleeping. Take the baby over there. Drop the baby off. I don't know, maybe even ring the doorbell and run away. Ding dong ditch it. Now the baby's not your problem once again. Because how can he prove that you're the mother? He can't. These are options that were available to her. And she decided the best choice was to throw the baby out of the window and ignore it until she got caught. Until her neighbors found the baby, told the police found out it was hers, and caught her. I don't understand stupid people.